I'm like calling my sister-in-law. I'm like crying. I'm like, please let me sleep in your house tonight.
Oh,
Mom's gonna kill me. They're gonna kill me.
shit.
I'm not gonna come out alive from this one. She's like,
Right.
I'm so sorry, but I cannot help you with this one.
Hell no.
So it seems like the way you're speaking of it is it was like expected. Like when it happened, it was like, no shocker here. Like we kind of knew like to expect the unexpected. So
right.
It
was the actual act that was unexpected, but
Yeah.
coming from me, not unexpected.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like I can't believe this girl did this shit.
Right.
But it's this girl, so why couldn't I believe that?
Right. So right now with your careers that you have, then they're...
Well, it started, so after the strip tongue situation came gay.
Okay.
And actually at the time I was bisexual.
Okay.
So I was getting my ass beat for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. And I told my mom, I said, that's why I like girls.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
And she's like, what?
Oh.
Lost her shit, made me call my girlfriend at the time and break up with her on the phone.
Oh.
It was a whole scenario.
So
then after that was dancing.
But this here with the girlfriend, you were in high school at this point?
Yeah, I was in high school. I was about 15, 16.
So this is when, and I hope I'm not disrespecting.
No, go ahead.
Let's just say this. It wasn't as quote unquote universally accepted at that time.
Not at all.
So
not at all.
So that being said, and because I noticed you saying you reacted to your mom saying that. So I'm only using your words. Was it more of you just being kind of like facetious towards her, derogatory, or do you feel that played a part? You know what I'm saying? Was it 100% a joke, or do you feel like maybe the relationship with your mother maybe played a part in that, in the attraction?
No. See, I was so coming from a very, very strict and old school Puerto Rican family. I got my ass tore up constantly because I was always in trouble. At that point, I definitely had some balls to talk back to my parents, and it got ugly. So when I managed to get out of getting my ass whooped, I meant to run to my bedroom and lock the door, but I ended up running towards the front door, and my mom spazzed out because my oldest brother actually ran away from home. It was kind of the same thing. He was, it was literally the same situation.
Yeah, like
he was tired of my dad putting his hands on him, that he like took off.
Right.
At 16. And so my mom, I guess she blamed herself through all the years of everything. We didn't see my brother until he was 18, I think, graduating from the Navy, like from boot camp.
That happened to my oldest brother.
Yeah.
He did the same exact thing, and he left us and went into the military at 17. They had to sign his my mom had to sign her rights away so he could leave and go.
So
yeah, that's crazy.
So he joined. Yeah. So he joined, crazy. And we saw him in Chicago. So that, I guess, gave my mom a flashback, me running towards the front door.
Right.
And it just like, she spazzed out, and she managed to grab me before I got outside and grabbed me and put me in my room. I was pissed at her because the whole time I'm getting my ass whooped. What are you doing, lady?
Yeah.
Like, I'm seeing you just stand there, like, the fuck? So and that was the reasoning. Like, I'm talking to my mom, crying, yelling at her, like, you were just standing there. And I don't know what she said, and it was just like a word vomit. I'm like, well, that's why I'm gay. Like, I just said something along those lines. It was probably intended to hurt their feelings.
Of course.
But there's no correlation.
Because of the situation that was going on. But even then, after that, it was like, she made me break up with my girlfriend at the time over the phone, and it was like I'm magically not gay.
Yeah, right.
So I had to still hide that
Yeah.
and sneak around and say I'm going to go to the movies with my friends, but really I'm still with the same girl that you made me call and break up with.
Exactly.
Because I ended up seeing her in school the next day.
Right.
And explaining to her what happened.
Of course.
So it was a whole process. And then dancing, actually tattoos. So after my first tattoo, my dad's like, all right, you're done, no more.
Yeah.
My second tattoo, he's like, I thought I said you were
Didn't
done.
I tell you?
I'm like, you said I was done. I didn't say I was done.
Yeah.
So after my second tattoo, I had to hide my tattoos. I would hide them for a couple weeks, a month, and then I was just magically be like, fuck you. You
Right,
like it or not,
right.
it's my body at this point. I'm 18. Like, come on.
Right.
Then after that was the dancing. So dancing, it was so funny because you know how they put the ad on the newspaper that says dancers, but it doesn't say that it's like a pole dancing, it's a strip club. It just says
Yeah.
dancers wanted, blah, blah, blah. So
Uh-huh.
my mom knows I love dancing. I was in ballet. You know, dancing's my thing. She's like, why don't you try that? So I'm like, all right, mom, if it's on the pole, I'm gonna get on the pole. She's like, no, you're not. I said, all right, I'll let you know what it is when I go there. Sure enough, it was baby dolls.
I was there too.
It was baby dolls. I tried it out once. Tried it out once. Actually, I that was the first time, and never went back because my mom that same day asked me. She goes, "So how did it go?" I said, "I told you if it was a pole, I'm getting on it." She's like, "Fuck no!" She's like, "Hell no, no." She's like, "No, we're not doing this." So I ended up being the shooter girl at baby dolls.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up being the door girl.
Yep.
And after the door girl, I've actually always wanted to be in a Playboy magazine.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to start dancing. And I started dancing at Treasure Chest. At the time, it was like brand new club, just opened. They were looking for girls. I'm like, let me try this club. It won't be packed. You know, it's an easy start, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been dancing since. And then when my parents got wind of it, I'm 22. The fuck are you gonna do? You know?
Right.
But of course, they're in my ear. It's not good. And my mom's a all Catholic woman.
Right.
But I ended up turning it into a sport, which is what I do with everything.
Right.
Which I ended up showing my mom down the road, you know, my actual pole videos.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Mom,
and normalizing it.
Right.
Like
I'm like, I'm not doing what you think everybody thinks of
like
a strip club.
Yes.
It's not a whore. I mean, to an extent it is, but not
you
every
are your
dancer.
Own person.
Right. Every dancer has their own thing. I'm not back there doing the whole nine and the extra stuff. I'm literally putting on a show.
Exactly.
So when they started to notice and realize that it's a show, and I started doing the pole competitions at Dollhouse.
Right. And you're really, like you said, making it a sport. And you're doing that, and then also a parent knows their child.
Right.
And I think that's how my parents always cope with me just ending up doing what the fuck I want to do, because at the end of the day, they know, like, I'm not going to go too far into anything where I'm like,
but also you're not going to stop me from doing something.
But you're definitely not going to stop me. So the only thing I could do is help you normalize it, like how you showed her those videos. Like I can normalize it with you, like, Ma, like this is, you know what I mean? Like this is how I move. You know what I mean? It's crazy, but.
And then it just became a thing. It's more a more common thing to do pole work. So they just it got to the point where my mom would be fun. Like she's actually helped me straighten out ones and count ones. And
oh man,
it gets like that.
It gets like that. Like trust me,
though, that's how your world starts working with you.